Well, hello everybody. I left you on a bit of a cliffhanger last time, mostly because I forgot to edit in the footage, but long story short, we are making a tennis skirt out of some glow-in-the-dark mushroom fabric I have today. Now, I meant to get this video out like 2 weeks ago, but I was thinking to myself, I was like, okay, you got the skirt, you do resin, you make resin jewelry, check out my Etsy. Why don't you do a whole glow-in-the-dark outfit? And I was like, perfect. What subculture can I capitalize on for clicks with this outfit? My first thought was e-girl. And I did an outfit and I recorded everything and I did my little like TikTok motions. And I was watching the footage while I was editing and I was like looking at my pigtails and my world's smallest under eye dots. And I was like, this isn't it. If I'm being honest with myself, I have about all of the edge of a plastic knife. So I can't really pull off anything more alternative than like goth adjacent as far as fashion goes. So I went back to the drawing board and I was like, okay, what's a different, like, ideally nostalgic property that I can capitalize on for clicks? Preferably one with like a preppy vibe, maybe something a little quirky that already has an established fan base. And then it hit me like a theoretically fake bullet out of Christian Slater's gun. Heathers. I love the movie. I love the musical. I don't have to learn any TikTok dances, and I get to live out my fantasy of becoming Winona Ryder. So that is what we are going to do today, a glow-in-the-dark Heathers-inspired outfit. And because I used a YouTube tutorial rather than like a pattern for this skirt, instead of explaining all of the steps and like the history of tennis skirts, because I thought she did that pretty well, I am going to be including some of my niche interests, because what am I if not a collection of niche interests? So I'm going to self-indulgently tell you guys all about the inanimate objects that glow in the dark, why they do it, and the living things that inspired them. So, without further ado, we are going to get started with our 2 panels of glow-in-the-dark fabric. The length is 3 times the measurement of my waist, and the width is however long you want it. So in this case, it's 20 inches. All right, let's go ahead and get started. All right, let's start with the living things that glow, because it's cooler and also more relevant to the skirt pattern. Now, glowing mushrooms aren't actually just a work of fabric fiction. They are, in reality, one example of something found in nature called bioluminescence. The brightest type of glowing mushroom is the bitter oyster mushroom, or Pinellus stypticus. And I'm sure your first question is, can I eat it? And your second question is probably, how in the heck does it glow? Answer: when the sun goes down, oxaluciferin, which is a molecule that glows when it reacts with oxygen, and an enzyme work together to light up our fungal friend. The bitter oyster favors oak, birch, and beech trees, and it can be found in Asia, Australia, North America, and Europe. Although this mushroom may not be the brightest, it is not the only example of a glowing mushroom. N. gardneri. I could not find if you could eat it, so I assume no. Or flor de coco is a bioluminescent mushroom native to Brazil that much more closely resembles the mushrooms on this fabric. It is also controlled by enzyme activity, in this case luciferin, reductase, and luciferase, but relies on the day-night cycle to reach the highest amount of glow during the night when it is the coldest. Now, why do these mushrooms glow? Is it to look cool and perhaps impress other mushrooms? Some theorize that the glow makes mushrooms incredibly attractive to local insects, drawing them into traps. But research data has not really reflected this, so short answer, not sure. But boy does it look cool as all heck. Look at these sick glowing mushrooms. Makes me want to buy like 4 of those mushroom nightlights from wish.com. Alright, it's best if I cut myself off here because I could talk about mushrooms for a time that is long past socially acceptable, so let's talk about some other cool glowing stuff. Despite my focus on mycelium-based glowers, the majority of bioluminescent organisms are actually found in the ocean. Bacteria, plankton, and fish have all been known to have bioluminescent qualities, but boy do I play favorites, so we are going to talk about the aquarium exhibits that I have to be physically removed from: squid and jellyfish. Firefly squid are native to Japan and are most frequently seen during the springtime when they spawn. Their light comes from little organs called photophores, which are present as spots that cover their entire body. These photophores contain bacteria that have a symbiotic relationship and allow the squid to illuminate itself. Not only does this light allow squid to become attractive to small fish so it can eat them, and very sexy to other squid so they can do it. It also allows the squid to match its underside's color to the surface of the water, which masks it from predators. Conclusion? Sick as heck. I am a massive fan. Now on to the jellies. Crystal jellies, or Aquaria victoria, are a type of hydrozoan jellyfish that are found off the west coast of North America. Now, the creatures we have talked about previously are definitely cool, but the crystal jelly is not only very neat and interesting, it is also by proxy a Nobel Prize recipient. This particular jellyfish can produce blue light, which is then converted to green light by a protein called GFP, or green fluorescent protein. This can be seen by shining a UV light on the jelly. As a result of these scientists' work, which they actually did receive a 2008 Nobel Prize in Chemistry for, GFR was isolated and put to work. GFR can be inserted into cells and used as a marker to see which genes are doing what. It can also be used to test for levels of toxic chemicals like ethanol, p-formaldehyde, or other pollutants. Best part, it generally doesn't have a negative effect on what it's being used on, which means I don't have to feel bad about how much I both enjoy the concept of glowing mice and the fact that glowing mice exist. Hey, it looks like I'm finished with the skirt, so let's see how it fits. Whoops, looks like someone can't do math. Well, I'm not going to risk making the situation worse, so let's cheat a little, fold it over, add some slidey things. Okay, that fits a bit better, I guess. I'll tell people it was an artistic choice. Okay, I did end up going back and doing some sewing magic, so it actually fit my waist without having a weird vestigial flap. But the important part is I'm done with the skirt. So that means it is the perfect time to check on me and see how my outfit's going. All right, we got a jacket from the thrift store, knee highs I wear with everything, some shoes I bought on sale. I think we're doing pretty okay here. I'll give it like a B-. Less of a heather, more of a pleather, if you will, but we're on the right track. Now we can get right back to the accessory making. I've actually been doing resin for a hot second here, but alas, I am still very much in the learning phase, so I don't have much to say about it besides I'm sorry for the state of the molds I'm using, and also I promise to wear gloves next time. For this section of the video, we are going to be talking about the glow-in-the-dark stuff that is in our fabric, your 10-year-old cousin's freezer, or a trendy Pinterest craft. Glow-in-the-dark products use something known as cold light or luminescence, which means it does not give off heat when it is producing light, which I'm sure you're all aware of because you've never been severely burned by your rave necklace. The two main breeds of glowing products are glow sticks and sun-charged glow-in-the-dark products. Glow sticks consist of two parts, a plastic tube and a little glass capsule. In the tube, there is a mixture of a dye, a base catalyst, and diphenyl oxalate. And in the little glass capsule, hydrogen peroxide hangs out, longing to become free and play with the other chemicals. When you crack a glow stick and bust that glass capsule wide open, these two parts are mixed, and the reaction that then takes place energizes particles called phosphors, which then emit light. The amount of light and the amount of time that the glow stick glows can be adjusted by changing the concentration of these chemicals, and the reaction can also be slowed down by cooling the glow stick, which is why putting it in the freezer makes it last longer. Now, I bet your first question is, but can I eat it? They are generally non-toxic, but please do not eat them. And your second question is, this is cool or whatever, but how does the glow-in-the-dark stuff like confetti and mushroom fabric work? And to that I say, give me a second, we'll get to it. Let's take a little break and listen to me demold the pieces. Okay, that was nice, wasn't it? If you think that sort of thing is nice, please tell me in the comments. If you hate it, please tell me in the comments. Anyway, on to the more permanent type of glow-in-the-dark products, such as the ones we're working with today. Rather than by a chemical reaction, the phosphors in things like bouncy balls, phone cases, perhaps a string of plastic bats on your wall, are energized by sunlight. This is done by either zinc sulfide or strontium aluminate, which are then mixed into plastic and used in various things. Now, strontium aluminate tends to lead to a better glow time, but both have the ability to be recharged, unlike glow sticks. Now, glow-in-the-dark fabric is made by specialized treatment that dyes thread with phosphors. The process must be permanent so the fabric still glows when washed and can glow for a decent chunk of time, because glowing fabrics are often utilized for tents or jogging clothes, not just for a Midwest goblin's heather sauna. But wait, Sarah, you say, I've played laser tag before and my shoelaces and teeth were glowing. What's up with that? Are they adding strontium aluminate in the water supply along with the fluoride? Well, I have good news. There is no deep state conspiracy to make glow-in-the-dark humans. In fact, we actually naturally produce phosphors that are then lit up by the UV light present in the black light. Clothes, especially white and neon ones, glow because phosphors are often present in detergent and neon-colored products. There you go, guys. Now you have a fun fact to drunkenly explain to a stranger at your next glow-in-the-dark party. Thank you for sticking with me. I think we've just about finished up the accessories, so it is time to begin my transformation. All right, we've got our Heather's Ask hair situation happening here. We've got all of the accessories you saw me make, and some scrunchies from scrap fabric, which you can look at my last video to see me make. And let's see, how did that skirt turn out? It looks pretty good. I liked it at least. Now, the real test is, can I do some croquet to make it look like I'm actually in the movie? Well, there you have it, folks. That's all for today. I hope you liked my video. If you did, like, comment, or subscribe, and check out my Etsy. Tune in next time when I make some new clothes out of some old clothes, and I hope you all have a fantastic day.